Hello, I'm Darth Fire, and you're watching The Dark Side. Greetings, I am Darth Fire, and this is Darth Nimis. Welcome to the first of hopefully several episodes of The Dark Side. Now, that's a working title, so future episodes might have a different title, depending. We're hoping to do this netcast maybe once a month. Have a little variety in it, mostly Star Wars related, have some alternative sci-fi and other stuff thrown in there, as well as video coverage of conventions and major Star Wars events. Anyway, how well this does depends on the feedback of you, the fans. Anyway, me and Darth Nimis here are members of a Star Wars costuming group called the Dark Empire. Dark Empire does charity events, and we go to conventions, movie openings, parties. It's a group for Star Wars fans, made by Star Wars fans, which is awesome. And see, the forum members, you can go to the URL at the bottom of your screen right now, thedarkempire.org. Join as a forum member, check out the forums, see what we're all about, read the charter. And if you want to become a full official member, you can make a custom or canon Star Wars costume and submit your pictures in the Dark Trials and see if you get there. We're always eager to have new Dark brothers and sisters in the Dark Empire. Anyway, you got anything to say?
No.
Okay. In the first episode, I got a friend who wrote a sci-fi fantasy novel. We're going to be talking live via the PlayStation Network with him today about his book. And we're going to take some pictures of the lovely Darth Nimis here for submission to the Dark Empire. Anyway, we hope to have a lot of feedback on this, and we hope it's enjoyable for everybody, fans of Star Wars and sci-fi alike. Anyway, I am Darth Fire. Thank you. Hello everybody, again. I have here with us today Jamie M.K. Freilich, author of the book Darklit. So Jamie, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
Good, awesome. So, how long did it take you to write this book?
Took me 10 years. I started when I was 14, finished when I was 21, and it took me 2 more years to publish it.
Okay, that's not bad for a first book. Can you give me a description of it?
It's a fantasy epic I wrote with a broad audience in mind. I wanted to write something that would appeal to a male and female audience, as well as readers young and old. And it's a story of a young man named Victor, who lives a seemingly normal life. It's a story of conspiracy, betrayal, deceit, a little bit of a love story, but not something really cheesy that men wouldn't enjoy.
All the makings of a good movie, in other words. Do you, well, I know this ahead of time, of course, but the audience doesn't. You got any sequels, prequels, or supplementary material in mind?
It's essentially a trilogy, but there's about 7 books planned.
Yeah, trilogies are good. We all know this.
And there's a best series. I've got 7 or 8 books total planned for.
Okay. And speaking of trilogies, seeing that this is a Star Wars video, do you have a favorite Star Wars character, Matt?
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett? That's nice. And convenient. So, why do you like Boba Fett so much?
I don't know. It's because the bounty hunters, like, they don't really answer to anybody. They're not Jedi's. They're not Sith. They're kind of in between.
Kind of in between. That's a good point there. So, what do you think of Mr. Fett's appearances in the movies on the Clone Wars series?
I find it odd that he has an American accent in the original movies, and now he sounds English.
Yeah, they switched up the actor. I believe it was Tamura Morrison played Jango Fett, and Daniel Logan played young Boba Fett. Daniel Logan's also from New Zealand, but he played young Boba Fett in Attack of the Clones. And he also does the voice of young Boba Fett in the Clone Wars animated series, which I think is pretty cool. Now, when we were talking earlier, you were saying that your book was originally going to be a video game.
Yeah, it started out as a video game, as a role-playing game when I was a kid, about 13. Mm-hmm. And I just got so enveloped in the story that I just got kind of sidetracked, and I was more interested in the story than making it into a game, so I just decided it was going to be a novel instead. And even as a kid, I realized that I still didn't have what it really took to write a good story, so I just kept at it, and over the years I started learning from my mistakes and learning to get better at writing, and I would go over what I had written, and I would start all over again. So I rewrote the book about 5 times.
But kept your old notes for reference.
Yeah, and being really critical of my work always made me want to make it as good as I possibly could. So I was never satisfied with what I had, so I would always want to change it or add to it and make it better any way I could.
Okay. That sounds good. Speaking of video games, what are your favorite types of video games? Because pretty much I think everyone I know that's into Star Wars is into video games as well. Me personally, I love the Force Unleashed series, and I just started playing Battlefront 2. Yeah, years after it came out. I played it when it originally came out, but I just started playing it again on the computer. Hint to anyone in the Dark Empire that plays it on computer, if you want to go online play it with me, send me some info. Tell me, how to go about doing that. But, yeah, what are your favorite types of games?
As with any nerd, role-playing games are definitely my favorite. But I actually have the Phantom Menace for PC, which I installed it, but I haven't played it yet. And since this is a Star Wars thing, I thought I should mention that.
Oh yeah.
But I'm currently playing Deus Ex: Human Revolution, which is one of the best games this generation.
I've been told by a lot of people that I should try it. I haven't had the opportunity yet.
Deus Ex, Metal Gear Solid, Silent Hill, Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, Resident Evil. All good stuff.
That's a list of a whole bunch of good games. Let's see. Oh, I don't have any other questions here. So you have a way for the fans out there to order your book? Oh, hey, what's that? Hey. That sounds like a fan calling to order your book.
Oh yeah, they're ringing in all the time.
Awesome. It's come to my attention that a web address has just appeared at the bottom of the screen with ordering info for your book. Awesome.
Yeah.
Anybody wants to check out that book, just go to that address down there and have at it.
Yep, Amazon.com.
Awesome. Well, anyway, to wrap things up, it was a privilege to have you on our show today, and good luck with your book and the sequels and prequels and everything.
All right.
Take it easy, my friend. May the force be with you.
Live long and prosper. Star Trek reference.
Ooh! Hello again. We're back. And like I said in the footage you just saw, I look forward to finishing this book and giving him a review on Amazon. From what I've read so far, I'm loving it. I just, between work and other projects, I haven't had time to do much reading lately. Anyway, we're here with Darth Nimitz today. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Okay,
well, this is a unique costume here. Would you mind telling me a little bit about it?
Sure. Basically, I'm supposed to be a Dothomarian Sith. I basically took what I had around the house to be able to make my costume. Simple products that I didn't really have to do because I can't really afford to go buy materials.
Yeah, and on that note, most costumes can be made from easy to find, inexpensive materials. Just got to make it look good. Anyway, continue.
The hard part for my costume design was makeup design. I almost wanted to do a design like a Dothomarian Zabrak, but I'd have to have horns and take too long. Plus, the makeup in itself to design one is kind of a little hard, and you have to make sure you get it right every time. So I decided to go more simple, and I went with a regular Dothomarian witch.
Well, plus, if I may mention to that, I've done the whole Darth Maul makeup before. I'll try to throw in a picture of that somewhere in this episode. I've found that wearing all that makeup for long periods of time, it gets pretty hot and uncomfortable. That's why my costume, Darth Fire, I decided I wanted it to be practical and simple. My inspiration was Count Dooku. Now, I got as close to Count Dooku's costume as I could without copying it because I was making a unique character. So I used simple things I ordered off Amazon.com. The major part of my costume is a karate gi, black of course. Most expensive part of my costume, as well as I think probably most people's costumes, would be the lightsaber. I went with the Force Effects Darth Maul lightsaber with removable blade. I believe you did the same? Okay. Who was the inspiration for your costume? You kind of got that sexy Asajj Ventress look going, who's my favorite character.
Actually, Darth Maul is more, and Revan are more of an inspiration. Revan's what helped me come up with this design right here for my costume. Darth Maul is because he's like one of my favorite characters. I really like his design and everything. It's just, I did some research on him and found it was Dothomarian, of course, Asajj Ventress, so I decided to go with that, and at least it's close to I could get to mine. And yeah, a little bit of my makeup design is based off of Asajj, like this right here.
Love it.
But her makeup is simple and pretty easy to do, so I decided not to do the purple because it didn't seem Sith to me.
Yeah, a little bit more flare going around your eyes.
Yes.
I like that too.
Mine is actually mixed with a little bit of, I guess, geisha, I keep saying.
My roommate, the critic.
Yes, I used red because that to me just felt more Sith-like.
Oh yeah, red and black, awesome. I mean, most of my tattoos involve red and black. It just screams Sith. Anyway, and I think I'm about to hear you repeat two names that I just heard you say. What are your favorite Star Wars and Expanded Universe characters?
Star Wars, movie base, would have to be, of course, Darth Maul. I mean,
my hero.
When I first saw him in the theaters, I just thought he was just the coolest person ever.
Thought he was kind of hot, didn't you?
Yeah, but at the time that it came out, I wasn't really into guys.
Okay.
But yeah, the makeup design really caught my eye and everything. And then for the games, it was because I'm a gamer, deeply into it, and I played the Knights of the Old Republic, and I loved Revan. He was mysterious, his mask looked great, everything about him just kind of had like this awesome.
He had a lot. I haven't played Knights of the Old Republic, but I've read a lot of stuff on the internet. There is a lot of depth and mystery to his character. He's a mystery even to himself, to quote somebody on a forum I read somewhere.
Yeah, I don't think they ever mentioned where he came from. They just mentioned a little bit of his past when he was a Jedi, then when he turned, and the game's based where you're playing when he's been captured by the Jedi and his memory has been erased.
sort of brainwashed by the Jedi.
Yeah, it
Jedi
shows
scum.
just how much you can't trust the Jedis. They're worse than us. They call us evil, but they're the ones brainwashing everyone.
Yeah, and they're the ones kidnapping people's infants to, you know, for the forced indoctrination of the Jedi Temple. That's why I chose Sith. That and the cookies.
Well, you rarely ever see a baby Sith.
True.
You always
well,
see
most of the, I mean, a big percentage of the Sith I've read about are former Jedis that decided, you know, I'm tired of this. I'm going to go over there. Because they got cookies.
Really nothing good about the Jedis. They control everything, and they think that they're the best in the world, in all of the universe, and they're not.
They do keep the peace, but they kind of are oppressive.
They keep the peace on their terms.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and who or what got you into the Dark Empire?
Well, and I can see you nodding over there.
Who's got two thumbs and got her into the Dark Empire? This guy right here. Yeah.
Well, you initially showed me the Dark Empire. Showing doesn't mean I initially would join, but it seemed a lot of fun. I used to do some live action role play, and when I made the costumes for that, it was a lot of fun. It kept me, you know, interested, and it was a hobby. And I like designing things and coming up with ideas and storylines. And so this was just a different form of RP, I guess, like, but Star Wars. So it was right up my alley.
Okay, right up your alley. Ha.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna die later.
Okay. Okay, and we're about to cut to a photo shoot. Me being the photographer, her being the subject. Gonna take a few pictures as requested by the council for her for the Dark Empire. Anyway, let's get this done while we still have daylight. This is Darth Fire. Welcome. I already said welcome. This is Darth Fire. You're watching the dark side. Hello again. This is Darth Fire, live at a photo shoot. A few feet behind me, you can see Darth Nimitz swinging around her lightsaber. Don't want to get too close. She's still an apprentice, you see. Anyway, we're gonna get some pictures for the Dark Empire. Let's see what kind of magic we can do here. That one's really good. I like it. Let me get a close up. Good. Okay. Any more you want to do?
No, it's up to you.
Okay. How about we get like this? Hold the lightsaber out.
Okay. Do you want me to hold the lightsaber like this?
I'll hold it straight out. I'm actually gonna Photoshop this one, and you could use it as your Facebook cover if you've got the timeline thing. Ugh, timeline. We could throw a rotoscope and lightsaber blade on that.
Here.
You okay?
Not as young.
The dangers of being one with the dark side. I should do a section on lightsaber combat, maybe in the future. Anyway, that was fun. I got a few pictures. Might just have to throw on my Sith garb and come out and do more later. This is Darth Fire. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please feel free to leave them, as I'm going to post this video on YouTube. I'm going to link it to my Facebook, and I'm going to put it up on the forums of the Dark Empire. I want to know what you liked about it, what you hated about it, and any suggestions and stuff. And also, I would like, if anybody would like to submit, you can send me videos, photos, even record a WAV file or an MP3 file of you talking about something, and I'll be more than happy to put it on my show. But remember, we're trying to keep this PG. If you send a sound file of you covering a major event or giving your opinion about something, please be sure to send a picture as I do my video editing. If I don't want it to be boring and me just sit here listening to the recording. I'll actually embed the recording in the video and have a picture of you on the screen, and you know, I'm gonna make it work. Anyway, this is Darth Fire signing out.
Take rest!
May the Force be with you, especially the dark side.